Dr. Josie.
Dr. Josie is my veterinarian. She also has a podcast called In the Vet's Office with Dr. Josie. I have 5 questions for you, Josie. We're going to start this with. Can you list me the things that an animal cannot eat? If your dog does, it would go dogs. If your dog eats it, you're in trouble. What are those things?
Garlic.
Garlic?
Yeah, I wouldn't let them eat lots of garlic.
Lots or some? I didn't know garlic was dangerous.
I think if you're giving them like a little potato chip that has a flake of garlic on it, you're fine. But like a bulb of garlic, definitely not.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
That'll kill a dog?
Yeah, it can be really bad.
Okay, garlic. Didn't mean to interrupt. Go ahead.
Onions.
Okay.
Of course, chocolate, grapes, raisins.
Grapes.
Another big one that people don't know is windshield wiper fluid.
I don't often feed mine that. However, I did when
dogs love windshield wiper fluid.
Dogs love antifreeze.
They think that's it. That's antifreeze.
Yeah.
They think it tastes delicious.
It's sweet.
Yes.
And growing up, there'd be antifreeze and dogs would lick the antifreeze and you'd be like, oh my God.
That's exactly it. Mm.
Okay. So put that on the list of things dogs can't eat. Number 2, if your animal does eat something bad and you're not able to get to a vet, how can you induce vomiting to make sure they throw up that antifreeze or grape?
You can, one thing you can do at home is give them hydrogen peroxide. I recommend, though, if your dog's eating something, you're like, I don't really know about this, there is a 1-800 number you can call. It's the ASPCA poison control hotline, if you will. And there's a toxicologist on staff 24/7. So you can call them and say, hey, my dog is eating X, Y, and Z. What do I do? And they'll tell you exactly what to do.
Okay, so let's say you don't have a phone. It's 1920. You say peroxide. We did that with our dog.
Yes.
We took... I don't know if it was gravy or something and mixed peroxide in because Eller had eaten a whole loaf of sourdough that hadn't been cooked yet.
Yes.
And that can really destroy a dog's stomach.
Correct.
She had jumped up. And so we did peroxide and then we just walked her around until she vomited it up.
Yeah.
And so peroxide is the way though. Will you guys do that in the office or do you have like an injection?
We don't. We have an injection that we can give them that makes them throw up really quickly, as you know, because you walked Ella around for like an hour. It can take a long time for the hydrogen peroxide to work, and sometimes it doesn't work at all. So, but it is something that you can do. I would call your vet, any vet. You don't have to see them. I guess if you don't have a phone, everyone has a phone though. Call your vet and figure out how much to give.
How much do you but if people, they're like, I don't have a vet, how much do they give them? Because we gave her like a couple bottle caps full.
Yeah, a couple. It's
We had to mix it with something that tastes good too because it doesn't taste good.
No, it doesn't. Yeah. You can mix it with like tuna juice or, gravy, like you said. And it's a teaspoon per 10 pounds or so.
If you have an animal that won't swallow pills, best way to get them to swallow pills?
I really like pill pockets.
One of the greatest inventions since the printing press, the pill pocket.
Oh, yeah. I love a pill pocket.
Yep. Pill pocket, amazing.
Yeah.
And so those are just little, I don't even know what they are, but
they're like little
treats.
Yeah, soft treats that you can stick a pill in, and then they love them and they don't even know the pill's in there. But if you don't want to do pill pockets, I really like American Craft Singles cheese.
Cheese safe for dogs?
Yeah, little amounts. I mean, I wouldn't feed them like a block of cheese a day, but if you need to give them a little cheese for a pill, that's great.
What about pets with anxiety? As in, I've had dogs that hate fireworks. Dogs now don't like fireworks or storms. Can they take any medication that people already have at home?
No, there's really no. This is a big thing. Like across the board, a lot of the human medications are really dangerous for our pets. So I would not recommend that. There are like some, and they're specifically for animals, CBD chews. We've got prescription medications that we can give them, but there's really no, I would be very careful with any human medications giving them to your pets.
What about vice versa? Can we take our pets?
That's a great question. She probably needs to say no to that, so I'll cover her on that one.
Yeah, I'm like.
What about like a Benadryl, which is over the counter? Is that generally safe or no?
Benadryl is over the counter, and if you give the correct dose, it is safe. It doesn't really do a whole lot, though, for anxiety, I find.
And animals.
And animals.
What animals, in your opinion, as a vet, should be emotional support animals? And then which ones are being faked by owners? Because they're like horses and birds and stuff like that.
Yeah, I don't know. That's a great question and a slippery slope. I mean, yeah, there's like someone that had a peacock as an emotional support animal.
That's bullcrap, right?
Yeah, I mean, so people have a misconception that veterinarians have something to do with animals being emotional support animals.
Don't you classify them? Don't you give them the stamp?
I do not. It's all human doctors. So a human doctor has to diagnose the person with a mental health condition, anxiety, depression, PTSD. And then from there, they have to write a letter, the doctor does, saying they need an emotional support animal for their disorder. And then they can get any animal they want for that to fulfill that. So veterinarians are completely out of it.
Didn't you guys think vets were the ones doing that?
Yeah.
No.
A lot
you
of
didn't?
people do.
Well, I guess I just didn't think they were qualified to decide that for a human.
I've never considered it because all my animals are out of control. I'd never take them on an airplane.
Yeah.
It'd be a mess. So I just thought that the vets had to be like, yep, that's a good dog, and yep, that's it.
Yep, this is a good boy. He can go on the airplane.
What human foods can pets eat generally?
I guess I would start by saying, like, I like to limit the amount that they eat, and anything really high in fat I avoid. So people like to feed them like meat. And if you're going to feed meat, feed like a little bit of the white meat. I wouldn't feed like the skin or the dark meat because anything high in fat can really cause their stomach to hurt. And then they can have like a slice of an apple, a piece of broccoli, a carrot. Those kind of fruits and vegetables for the most part are pretty safe, except for grapes.
Oh, okay. So avocado, because you're mentioning high in fat, and those are really high in fat. And some avocado fell off the counter the other day, and I let my dog eat it. And my daughter's friend was over, and she was like, "Can dogs have avocados?" And I said, "Sure, why not?" But I guess if it falls on the floor and it's a little bit, it's okay. But wouldn't feed them like a full avocado.
I would, definitely not feed a full avocado.
Oh, dang, that's good to know. I was like, yeah, no problem.
You're like, here, have some more.
You've had the first episode of your podcast, season 3, Jason Tartick's on.
Yeah.
Pretty good looking fella, huh?
Yeah, he's not ugly.
Yeah. Did you follow the naming controversy?
I did. We had filmed this episode, and then the whole naming controversy happened a couple days later.
Yeah, we're pretty vocal about it on this show.
Oh, yeah.
So
Okay.
I don't know them. I have friends that know both of them really well.
Okay.
So they're like one Kevin Bacon away. You know?
Okay,
So the story for those that did not know, Jason Tartick and Caitlin Bristow, they were from The Bachelor. And they were together and they were going to get married or, whatever. And so
They were engaged, yeah.
yeah, she had shared, this is what I want to name my baby. And then after they break up, they've been broken up a couple years, he ended up naming a dog her dream baby name. And
Teddy.
the dog already had a name, though. So he had to change the name of the dog he adopted.
Because he rescued it, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What do you think? Do you have thoughts on that?
I saw him put up an Instagram story, and he allowed all of the viewers to vote, and Teddy got the most votes. So
Yeah, but do you think he was going by voting? Or do you think he was just kind of, because what I would do, I would strategically, this is how I'd manipulate it. I would say, vote. And then it wouldn't matter. I would just pick anyway.
I don't know, but also I think about my husband, and I've definitely talked to him about what I would want to name our babies, and he has zero idea. Like if I ask him, like, what do I want to name our kids? He'd be like, I don't know. So maybe he just forgot and thinks the name Teddy's cute.
I'm sure Jason's a great dude. I sided with Caitlin on this one specifically, unless she did something to him that I don't know about. Then I'm like, I feel you, Jason. Like,
Yeah.
go as hard as possible.
Yeah, I guess we don't know what happened behind closed doors, but he seems very nice. And
How's his
normal.
dog? You met the dog, though.
Yeah, dog is so sweet. Dog's amazing. Just like
Oh, Teddy?
Teddy.
It's like a teddy bear.
little Teddy.
Yeah.
Teddy's a good dude.
So what's his story with animals? Like, what do you talk about in your podcast?
Well, we talked a lot about Teddy's backstory. Teddy was his previous owner. He was adopted through Wags and Walks. His previous owner was arrested and went to jail. We don't really know what for. We're going to get to the bottom of it. Stay tuned. And then he was like kind of put into almost like a foster care system for pets because while animals are technically the property of their owners. And so while he was going through the legal system and trying to figure out if he was going to go to jail or not, that pet couldn't be given to another home because he was still like a legal property of that person. But now the guy's in jail and he's been picked up by the rescue.
Oh.
Yeah.
Dang, when he gets out, do you put
I
the dog in the
know.
middle of Jason and the convict and go, which one? And they both yell, Rangow, Teddy, or whatever his name is.
It's like
and
Air
see-
Bud.
Yeah, and see where the dog
Yeah.
goes.
Well, yeah, now I need to know why he's in jail because then what kind of behavior is he, like, what does he do when he gets out? Does he go break into Jason's house and get the dog?
Oh,
That's a great. Amy's always worried about
Oh.
retaliation. She
Retaliation.
even found a way to get Jason retaliated against here.
Always.
Yeah.
Wow.
Hopefully he's there for a long, long time.
And
I don't know.
And not for murder.
Yeah, not for murder.
so check out that episode. Her new season is out now. It's called In the Vet's Office with Dr. Josie. You've been to my house numerous times. The debate at my house is if I can fit through the dog door.
I saw this.
Yeah.
I mean, you are in great shape.
Thank
Don't get
you.
me wrong.
Thank you.
But
Oh.
that's a pretty small door. Bobby, I don't think so. Do you think so?
Even if he like turns like
I
sort of
think I can.
sideways because
I have a massive head. I think if
That part will
my
fit.
if my head could get through, and I can turn my shoulders, I think I can get through the dog door. The problem is my wife has assured me that if I get stuck, she is not helping me out for at least an hour.
No.
Like my punishment will be I have to sit there unable to get out for an hour before she does anything.
I love that.
And I'm not able to have my phone near me when I do it, so I can't call Eddie to come bail me out.
Right.
Like those are the rules.
But I think you need to go in a little more prepared with no shirt, no nothing, and like Vaseline or some sort of lubricant.
Went down, just total.
And that way you can like
Smart. You need to have a snack. Bring a snack with you in case.
Water.
Right.
What would your bet be? Can I fit through my dog door?
I'm gonna say no.
Okay. I mean, mark her down as a hater. Hater number 6. That would be Josie. There was a story, and I'm going to run some of these by you. Having a pet makes you as happy as an extra $90,000 a year. Your comments.
I agree with that tenfold. I mean, I think my pets bring me so much joy every single day.
The story is
yes.
pets are expensive, but a new study found they're worth it. Researchers in England looked at how much happier we are when we have a pet, and they put a dollar amount on it. They say having a dog or a cat makes you as happy as you'd be earning an extra $90,000 a year.
I know that sounds crazy.
That sounds crazy.
People that don't have pets won't get it.
And people that don't have money are like, you're out of your mind to have a dog. But like that's what I think of because there's a long time I didn't have any money, and I'm like 90,000. Like I don't think having a sibling or a parent would be worth 90,000. But okay.
Well,
what?
A parent.
Hey, that's what comes to mind. That's a lot of money. When you don't have money, that's a lot of money.
I know, but there's
It is
a lot
of money,
especially if it's a nurturing, secure parent. That'd be priceless.
Mm-hmm.
Well, yeah.
That's fair. Can't put a price tag on that.
Right?
My next story from Newsweek. More than 99% of U.S. dogs have behavior problems. 99%. As a veterinarian, what is your response to that?
I completely agree, sadly. And it's not that it's anything really bad. They're just, dogs require so much structure, and we, as their caregivers, want to just give them love. And it's really hard for us to set boundaries with them and to say like, no, this is wrong or this is right. And I also think we just like don't really know, like we don't have those, they don't teach you that in school, like how to parent your dog. And so, yes, I would say I'm not shocked to hear that number.
Our dogs are pretty good, except when people come over, they get very excited, but they bark at everybody when they come to the door. We can't get them to stop. And I did see where you can put these shockers on them, where every time they bark, you shock the piss out of them. How do you feel about those?
I try. That's called negative reinforcement.
I want it very negative. I mean, I want it so negative because they bark at everything.
I try not to do that. There is one collar that you can do that when they bark, it releases citronella, which they don't like the smell of. It releases like a little squirt of it. So rather than shocking them, it's like, oh, I don't like that smell. I'll stop doing this. So that's like maybe a little happy medium for you.
And then your house smells like citronella.
Oh, yeah.
And then you don't have any mosquitoes.
That's
Win-win.
Win-win. Yeah, I kind of like it.
99% though. That means
Yes.
only 1% of dog owners are doing the work to make sure their dog. Are there ever dogs that just, because some kids, some babies, I don't have kids, at least not yet. And so parents will be like, yeah, this kid was never a problem. This baby never cried. Are there ever some dogs that just come out and are awesome?
I think, yeah, far and few between. But yeah, I'm sure. But think about it, like 99% of kids at some point are acting up or, doing things they shouldn't be doing. So it's not to say like, oh, the dogs are bad. It's just, yeah, I mean, it's just like parenting stuff.
Why do dogs eat poop?
More often than not, it's just like a weird behavioral thing. It's like a puppy or just a dog that likes to eat poop. It can mean that they have like a nutritional deficiency.
What about a bulldog?
Like Stanley?
Just putting it out there. But he does have a nutritional deficiency, a bad one.
Yeah. Stanley is Stanley eating his own poop right now?
No, but I think I caught him a couple times and he looks suspicious.
Okay. Stanley just loves to eat.
Everything. Every meal looks like a pie eating contest to him.
Yeah.
Every meal, even just normal food. Yes.
Yeah. So I think he's doing that. Yes, he does have intestinal disease, which we're treating. But no, I think Stanley does that because he likes to eat.
And I'll be like, are you eating poop? And he'll like, oh.
You can tell.
Yeah, he's like, oh, it got me. And he'll back away from it. Okay, one more story from the New York Post. More people are choosing to have pets over children. Are you noticing this as a vet?
Oh my gosh, for sure. Back in 2020, like during the pandemic, I think the stats in the US were 70% of households had a pet. And now more than ever, I am finding, what's it called? Dual income?
Yeah, dinks.
Dinks, yeah. So
Dual
many.
income, no kids.
Yes. Dinks are like my number one client. They have no income, or they have income, they have no kids, and they have their pets, and they treat their pets like babies, and they feel very fulfilled. They're like, hey, maybe I don't need a kid because I feel so fulfilled by my pets.
When you were doing surgery, or when you are doing surgery on an animal, do you have a certain kind of music you like to listen to?
That's a good question. I really will do whatever my nurses turn on, really anything. As long as it's not like, I don't like Screamo. I had one nurse that would turn on Screamo, like, raw.
Dang, I don't think you were killing the dog.
Oh, yeah,
like,
no.
all right, we're going in.
And I was like, I
intense.
can't do this. She's like, this is very soothing for me. I'm like, that's great, but I cannot. So, no, otherwise I'm like, I like it all.
You ever had a pet escape mid-appointment?
I have been in a clinic where the dog, wasn't my patient, but the pet was out for a walk in downtown Chicago, got off the leash and ran down Lakeshore Boulevard, got onto the highway.
Caught a
and
Cubs game.
Caught a Cubs game. Went to the Bulls. And then luckily did not get hit by a car and we were able to get him back. But yeah, talk about a terrible conversation with that owner.
Do you think pets ever fake symptoms for attention?
I don't. No, I don't. I think they're like pretty, I mean, that's the beauty of animals, right? They're not like us. I don't think they have that thought process of, oh, let me fake it out. Like they're pretty pure in that sense. So if they're hurting or they're sick, they're usually going to show us, and, it's our job to advocate for them.
People bringing in pets that aren't really sick, but the owner's just dramatic. That probably happens a lot.
Oh, yes. These are my helicopter parents. And listen, I don't knock them. Like if I wasn't a vet, I'd probably be like, oh my gosh, my dog blinked 10 times instead of two. I should take her in. But absolutely, we definitely have some helicopter parents where I'm like, they will be okay.
We sent Josie a picture. Sorry, Dr. Josie. We sent Dr. Josie a picture, and it wasn't my idea to send the picture, but my wife's like, send her this picture and see what's wrong with Eller. And so I sent Josie a picture of Eller's paw, and it's got this like green growing off of it. And so there's some sort of gangrene or something crazy on it. We know that's eating Eller's foot away. And so I text it over to Josie, and she responds, that's a grass stain.
Not
So
gangrene.
stuff like that has to happen a lot, right? Where people
Yes.
just interpret it as something that's terrible, but it's just a normal.
For sure.
Yeah.
The pictures we get as veterinarians, like the amount of times a day I get a butthole picture, a poop picture, just
Ugh.
like, hey, take a look at this. I'm always like, wow, I am so lucky.
You did tell me, because Stanley has been really sick, and it's something we've been working on for a couple of months. He has some sort of digestive disease, and Josie's been over many times to work with Stanley. And he had, I won't even say an accident. It was an explosion. And she was like, next time, send me a picture. And I was like, I don't know if you, but you need to see that stuff, right?
Yeah, it's helpful for me to understand like exactly what it looks like. So I know it's so weird. People are like, really, you want a picture of this? I'm like, yes.
I send her mine too now. I'm just like, I'm going to send you all of them. What's the most luxurious thing you've seen somebody buy for their pet? Like either a famous or just in your office. Like you're like, wow, I cannot believe you bought a Louis Vuitton cat holder.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. In downtown Chicago, I mean, I had dogs come in Chanel coats, like Prada bows.
Wow.
So a lot of that. I had one lady who her dog had heart disease, and we don't do valve replacements here. She flew to Japan, got a valve replacement for her dog. And then because it was heart disease, she had to stay in Japan for 6 months, I think, before she could fly home with the dog. Correct.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
I bet, did she have kids or was she a dink?
I
Or was she older and the kids were gone?
I don't think she's dueling him. She was. There's no. If she had I don't know. Could you imagine that being your wife and she leaves you for 6 months to go?
I would imagine if that was my wife, I'd want her to leave me for 6 months and go do that. But yes, yeah, like I would imagine that person.
I don't know. She was older. She was in the 50s, 60s. And I don't know that she had husband or kids. Yeah, I think this animal, was her world.
Sink.
So she went to the ends of the world to save it.
No, I get it. What has been the best part about the podcast for you?
The best part about the podcast.
Yeah, like what have you kind of learned? Maybe not even as a vet, but
Yeah.
people bring in their animals. Your dog bit me. Is the whole thing.
Oh, that was great. I told you he was going to bite you, and you're like, no, he won't. And then he bit you.
And then you know what? He stayed there and we were all good.
Yeah.
I took the bite like a champ. It was a small dog. Don't worry about me, guys.
I think my favorite part is, you talk to these people that, whether they're country stars or, I will say, quote unquote, famous. I feel like when you talk to them about their jobs or their careers, like there's a very, business side of them. And then the second you start talking about their animals, they immediately kind of soften, their walls come down. And it's just a side of them that I don't think you get to see. Like, I think it's really special. So it's been really fun talking to people and getting to know them a lot better in that way.
It humanizes people that are kind of cartoon characters to us because we see them as famous.
Exactly. And I feel like it's like most interviews are like, yes, and then I did this, and then I did that. And they talk about their career. And it's like, no, tell me what you like. Do it with Fluffy at home and no one's watching. And so it's like an interesting perspective on them.
I bet people love talking about their animals.
Oh my gosh, they love it. I had one, Justin Anderson was like, I'm always that weirdo where I'm like, all I want to do is talk about my dogs. Like, I want to show people pictures of them, but like, I don't want to be that guy. He's like, on this podcast, I can literally be that guy. I'm like, yes, this is what this is for. So yeah, it's great.
You guys check out In the Vet's Office with Dr. Josie, season 3. The first episode is up now with Jason Tartick. And I wish the episode would have happened after the dog naming controversy. It did happen like 2 days before.
I know. Maybe we should do like a little recap.
I bet he doesn't want to talk about it. That's why I would like to talk about it.
I bet not.
He's a pretty nice guy.
He is so nice. He's now one of my clients. I just like don't think he would do something vindictive like that. I truly think, like, love all the men out there, but like he probably wasn't really listening when she was talking about her baby names. And I think the name Teddy's cute and he just picked that one.
That's a theory.
Yeah, sure.
Because guys are stupid. Yeah. Like, I don't know
Guys
that
are
I
stupid.
fully believe that that's the case. Because I think if you're going to name a dog something, even if you didn't remember and you're like, I'm going to name him Reginald. If you're like, oh, why do Reginald feels like a name I've talked about? But I think you could be right because guys are stupid.
Yeah.
And from every indicator that I have, people love Jason.
Yes. I have nothing bad to say. He is lovely.
But I don't know. It still feels a little weird. I'm still a little Team Caitlin on this one. Awesome. In the Vet's Office with Dr. Josie. I hope you have millions of downloads and streams, but you're still a vet every single day as well.
I am a vet every single day. I'm in my scrubs. I'm about to go see Charlie. We call him the rock eater because he ate a rock at 12 weeks of age and I had to go in and take it out. He's now 3, doing great.
You can't pass a rock?
Not when you're 12 weeks old. I mean, maybe like a little pebble, but this was like a rock.
Your scrubs, by the end of the day, are they covered in fluids and hairs?
Oh, it's gross. Yeah. Peanut butter, cheese, maybe like a little poop. It's pretty gross.
But what about from the animals?
Yeah.
That's just her lunch.
All right.
I do not poop my pants at work.
There she is, Dr. Josie. Everybody follow her. Dr. Josie Vet.
Yeah, Dr. Josie Vet.
And then check out the podcast, and we'll put it down in our notes of our podcast. Thank you, Dr. Josie.